Have you ever been to a campground that had goats?
In Florida?
Not us. Hey y'all, I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Lisa. The kids are all grown up and it's our turn to have fun. So now you'll find us camping.
Yes, you will.
Today we're going to tour the Blue Parrot RV Resort in Lady Lake, Texas. This is a Wilder RV Resort property. Wilder Resorts has 10 properties across Florida and 8 across Texas. Have you ever stayed in a Wilder RV Resorts property? If so, comment below and let us know what you thought of the property you stayed at. As we pull in the front gate, you'll notice the swimming pool on the left, which is heated, and the yellow building is the rec center. The blue building is the office where you go to check in. While we were there, it was a little chilly, weren't many people in the pool. When you check in, you're going to pull over into this area over on the right. There is a small area to park in. This park is predominantly park models or mobile homes. There's not a whole lot of sites for overnighters, as we were called, but it was a nice park. Here comes somebody pulling in now. So we're going to go ahead and drive through. We're not going to go up and down every street because they kind of have it sectioned off, which from our perspective is nice. Most of the people that are either permanent or seasonal here are over in one section, and the section for overnighters or short-term stayers like we are in your RV are in their own little section. But we're still going to do a drive-through so you have an overview of the park. Maybe you're not coming to RV. Maybe you're coming to spend the winter. Maybe you're looking for a place to, live in a few months out of the year, and you'd be interested in one of these units that's already here. Several of them were for sale, we noticed while we were here, and they seem to be pretty reasonably priced. Over here on the left, we're going to stop real quick and take a look at the laundry facility. They have a couple laundry facilities on the property as well as a couple bathhouses. We're only going to go through one of each. This is the laundry facility. Everything seems to be like it's an older park, but everything seems to have been revamped recently. A lot of renovations, painting, everything's nice and neat, tidy. They did have an ironing board and an iron for use if you wanted to use it, and the washers and dryers. I do always try to take note when we're different places how much it is to wash and dry. This particular park, washers were $1.25 a load, dryers were $1 per load. We don't have a washer and dryer in our RV, so we do use laundry facilities depending on how much they cost. Do you have a washer and dryer in your RV? Or do you use the facilities at the campgrounds? Or do you even leave the premises and go to a laundromat? I'm curious to see what everybody else is doing. As we drove through, we did take a sidebar here. There is a golf course that's behind these sites. It's a 9-hole course and it's owned by the RV park. So it is for your use. I'm not sure what the price was. We didn't check on that, but just kind of wanted you to be able to see what it was, how it looked. As we go back through the park, you'll probably notice there are some RVs scattered throughout the park. So I'm not sure if those people own the site and then they just seasonally bring their RV down and stay there or what, but I did notice them. As we finished driving through around to the back of the park and circling back around, something I didn't think about previously in some of our other videos and someone had asked about or commented on was the condition of the pavement. You can tell that this hasn't been paved this year, but there weren't any potholes, no gravel. Everything was asphalt, and it had been recently paved, I would say, within the last few years. And the roads were wide enough for us to navigate even with our 45-foot toy hauler. So that is something that we do appreciate. I think everybody that pulls any kind of trailer can appreciate that. In fact, when we checked in, we were escorted via golf cart to our spot, but because of where we were located and one of the streets being one way, we had to take this tour to actually get to our site. We're going to stop off here at the bathhouse, just take a quick view. Again, it's an older facility, but it looks like the doors and stuff have been replaced recently. Everything was clean, freshly painted, in good condition. We don't use the bathhouse typically, but that is another topic that I'm curious to see what other people do. Do you primarily use the facilities in your own camper? Do you like to use the bathhouse at the facility that maybe prevents you from using so much water or needing so much water? Comment below and let us know your preference and how you usually work it. The only time we typically use a bathhouse is if we have more than just Jimmy and I traveling. If the kids come with us or they have friends to come with them and we can't all get showers in the morning and we're going somewhere, the kids will usually take the golf cart and go grab a shower real quick. Or if it's just the two of us, we might use the bathhouse, not for a shower, but just, for the facilities. If we're just spending one night and we don't really want to unhook the truck or hook up to water, we'll use it in that instance. As we drive on through, there are some empty pads here, so I guess perhaps lots that you could buy or maybe rent, I'm not sure, and park your RV permanently or for, a short period of time. But it does look like they have some openings. Then coming up here on the right, I believe on the map it said it used to be maybe horseshoes, but now it's pickleball. They have the court up front, and then if you notice behind the fence, there's another court down the back. Jimmy commented that this was an easy court because the net was already laying down. I'm assuming they lay it down so that maybe it doesn't get torn up with wind or get leaves hung in it or whatever. But at any rate, it's a nice facility. Everything, again, clean, well kept. Looks like it's been newly refurbished. We're going to continue on through the park here. As we continue along in our tour, I will say they did have several activities posted. We were only here for 2 days, so not really long enough to join in with any of the activities. I think they had a Valentine's dance one evening. They had a couple of potlucks. So they do have activities planned. They had shuffleboard tournaments and so forth. Again, we were just most impressed with how clean and well kept the park was and how friendly everybody was. So as we come up here to the area on the right, you're going to see the shuffleboard courts, and I'm not sure what the building behind them was used for. They didn't really see anybody going in and out of that. It might be a maintenance building or something while we were there. But if you look just past the courts, and we'll pull out in just a second, that's where the sites were for overnighters or short-term stayers like us that had their RVs for a weekend or maybe a week. So they were really long pull-through sites. They were on the grass, no pavement or concrete for where we were, but that was okay. Even with our toy hauler, we had enough room to be parked, have the truck in front of the camper, and still have the patio down, if we wanted to do that. And then there's this big Class A beside us, but if you'll notice, there is a site between him and us, so the sites are very narrow. So they're long, plenty of room to park, but very narrow. And then across the way from us is the dump station, and then these campers on the left also more overnight or short-term parking, I guess. And then the dumpsters are across from the dump station. We're going to go ahead and take a quick little drive just around the back. You'll notice the Airstream here on the left. Again, another row of RV parking, not the mobile homes or park models. As we go back here, there were a couple of these units for sale, like that one right there. And again, they were reasonably priced. Would that be something that you'd be interested in? I'm curious of our viewers what your interests are. Are you strictly an RVer, or would you maybe think about having a place down here where you could come and stay for a couple months at a time? Please comment below and let me know. Over here to the right is a pet walk area. It wasn't a fenced-in area, but it was a nice grassy, shady area, kind of away from everything where you could walk your dogs or whatever your pet may be. We had Daisy, so for us it was a dog walk area. There was another one back in the back corner of the park, over like near the golf course area. We didn't drive through that. This one's closer to our RV, so we remembered exactly where it was and wanted to drive you by. Daisy really enjoyed running around down here. We do these park reviews to try to help others so that when you're looking for a place to stay, whether it be overnight or a week, you know what you're walking into when you get there. We hope they're beneficial to you. If you enjoy them, please give us a thumbs up. We'd love for you to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss the next video. Also, we'd encourage you to follow us on our Instagram and Facebook page. We also have a Twitter account. While we were staying here, this next spot here at the end is something we posted a picture on Instagram of, and we did a Where Are We Now? The prize, if anyone got it right, was going to be a Find Us Camping coffee mug. We didn't have anybody to get the answer correct, but now you all know we were in Lady Lake, Florida, of all places, and they had goats at the campground. There was something interesting about the one on the right and the brown one back under the tree. Neither of them appeared to have any ears. Or if they did, they were really tiny, and maybe that's just their breed or something. I'm not sure, but they were really cool. They wouldn't come to the fence, but they were neat to watch, and it was just cool that they were in a campground. As we finish our tour, we're going to come around here. These are some other overnight spots that back up to the rec area. The pool, of course, is on the other side of those buildings. These sites were paved. The other great thing about the location for us overnighters or short stayers in this park was they were very convenient to the pool and the activity center, the shuffleboard. Everything was even within walking distance. A lot of people here had golf carts, and so did we. But if you didn't have one, you were still good because it was less than a block away. Overall, we enjoyed our stay.
The Blue Parrot RV Park was in Lady Lake, Florida, which is really close to the Villages.
Have you ever been to the Villages?
We had not, but apparently a lot of people have. It's a very well-known area in Florida. The Blue Parrot is an older park, but it seems like they've gone through and redone everything. The pavement was all nice and level. There wasn't a bunch of potholes in the road. Everything was paved. There were a lot of permanent mobile homes there, maybe park models. I'm not sure which is the proper term to use. And a lot of them were for sale. So I guess there's people moving in and out. I think it would be a great place to stay, especially if you wanted to winter in Florida. Maybe have a winter home down there, or even live there year round. The area for overnighters, which is what they deemed us because we don't have a permanent place there.
We're overnighters.
We stayed for a couple of nights, but that area wasn't a very large area, but it was certainly, I think it was easy to park there, don't you?
It could have been easier.
Well, we had to do a drive through the whole park.
We got to see the whole park
Because the street was one way where we had to pull in, but we literally pulled into our site and then pulled out the other side.
We had plenty of room, whole lot of room.
And the overnight stayers were kind of in one area, so that was nice too. It did seem like a park that catered more to adults. It didn't have an age restriction listed.
We didn't see a lot of kids there.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of kids, and it did definitely say that it was an adult park. They had a lot of adult activities planned. They had a dance planned for the first night when we got there, and they had some breakfast and dinners posted on the wall. Overall, would we go back and stay there?
I think we will.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd want to spend a week there. Although maybe it wouldn't be bad because it is
quiet.
Convenient to other places, and it was quiet. It was very clean, and everything was very up to date.
I think everybody goes to bed at 8 o'clock.
That's okay. Sometimes that's a good thing. All right, safe travels, y'all.